and welcome. We just center our hearts first upon God's presence, but I do want to open up and be transparent for those that are listening to the video and those that are present on the call, and take us back a bit to search the simple question of how are the things, encounters of your life pointing you back toward God? And the reason I want to be transparent about this is some of you know and some of you don't. I had Lyme disease over this past year and I'm still going through the final therapies because it was just diagnosed. But the pain was incredible. And what I learned through this process was, regardless of that, am I centering upon God's presence in each moment? Am I allowing for the intensity of pain that was sometimes enough to black you out and do that stuff? But I was called directly into prayer in those moments so that the prayer became the prevailing force, not the impact on my body. And I personally believe that this is available to us for everything we encounter in our lives. Like Pamela just mentioned, the spider bite or whatever. Yeah, we're going to do whatever it takes for therapies to get things right, or like in my case, to the final stages of the Lyme getting purged out of my body and stuff. But even one night where I was awakened in a scream, the pain was so bad in my body, and it went from like the center of my arch all the way up through the piriformis and up through to the back of the occipital point, and it latched on so tight that I couldn't even move in the bed. And it was just indescribable pain from head to foot. But I mean, in that, I just chose God. I just began to pray, and it took me about 10 minutes to get to the point where I could actually even get myself up out of the bed. And then in the prayer, I just kept praying, and I can't claim this as the result, but within about 30 minutes, where the pain was just unrelenting, and it was continuing at the same level the whole time and intensely consuming, at about that 30-minute mark, so it was a total of about 40 minutes, it just released. Just completely shut off, like it had never happened. I didn't have that like absent feel of like a piriformis tensioning down through the sciatic, or there was none of that. And here it was 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning or whatever at this point. It was almost 3. And I just kind of looked at the bed, again, being transparent with you. I looked at the bed thinking, okay, well, it triggered while I was laying down. Do I want to lay down again? And I just chose the prayer. I just released the anxiety that formed within me. I chose God's presence, surrendered back into rest, and I was laying there going, wow. And next thing I know, it's morning. So there is in our lives, whether we're dealing with the loss of a loved one or a loss of a friend or the loss of a job or whatever, or physical pain through any disorders that we're encountering upon the earth, are we centering ourselves first upon God to say, what can this do to bring me closer to you? And remember that this is not inflicted by God. This is the human journey combined with the spiritual process. God is poised to give us counsel and relief if we seek God first. Like the times when I was on the job site and about to pass out from the pain so bad, and I chose God, and I was able to keep moving and doing what I had to do. Are we allowing for these earthly experiences and spiritual influences within our lives to direct us toward God? Or are we allowing for the language that many people speak that, oh, I guess God took our sister home, or I guess God is putting me through this, or I guess God let this happen? I personally don't believe that's the case. I believe that if somebody is born into new life, they are taken by the spiritual process or the earthly journey. It is God that receives them. Does not take them, but receives them. So if we can open our hearts into the living breath that is God's presence within each of us, remember that it is you that are poised to do greater things than even Yeshua, because Yeshua said that this would be the case as God's Spirit dwells within you. Can we allow for these experiences within our lives to deepen and remind us of the living presence of God within? the holy name that is Yahweh Elohim, Avrandro Kurongandra Chalam, the breath that is Abun Talamikili Undra Karam, as revealed through Yeshua. We breathe deep. Abun Sabal Bundala Andalach Amano Katatuniane Kundu Kuria Put Arachalamanut Tiviashma Arviendre Tilian Medikunduru Kurige Tiriavakaram. Breathing deep. Yahweh, we embrace holy clarity and discernment. We know your spirit is with us now. We are your wisdom manifest. We trust in you as our first nature. Humility compels us. We are purity and authenticity in each and every breath that we receive. We surrender that your glory would be known through the fullness of our being. We are one in your life-giving breath. Awun tadal mi'echaram. Awun lolohon morakatan lalachirim. Tivriandru kunamukundala kalam unaro korieshma avandri hininike turumuturia. For each of you on this time watching this video or present on this call, allow your heart to be directed toward the center and origin of all creation, that is Yahweh Elohim. Allow for any experiences throughout the day that you have encountered to heighten your awareness of divine presence, extending by grace, peace, clarity, healing, and restoration. We allow for the breath to be soft and gentle. Remembering that the breath of our Creator precedes our desire to breathe within the earth. Divine breath forms within you, expands throughout you. Then with this gift of life, it extends to remind your body to breathe the breath of the earth. We offer thanksgiving for the holy creation that is God, the perfect wonder that with all that is unfolded throughout creation, that we have been given life, where so many things need to be in perfect order. There must be proof in that of the holy author that we have, in creation, in the manifestation of life, and the wonder and opportunity to reveal glory upon this journey. We breathe deep once again. And once we are aligned within the life-giving breath that is within, we extend our hearts towards God's use for those that we love and those that we encounter throughout our lives, offering thanksgiving that if we have any concern for those that face any form of infirmity, sickness, or disorder of any kind, that we surrender ourselves, that if God wishes to use us as holy vessels, as instruments of divine intercession, we surrender now that their names would rise before the loving God that is our Creator. We offer thanksgiving for the hearts we hold dear, the names that aside with them, the wonder in knowing that God's presence is not only with them, but bringing them comfort in this moment. We are one in the life-giving breath that is our God and Creator. There is no separation between us and God. Therefore, there is no separation between us, God, and those we love. We are whole. We are complete. We are at peace. We are one. We breathe deep. And we offer thanksgiving for the gift of this time, as we are freed from the demands and holds of the earth, centered upon the very source of life, the provider of all blessing, the sustainer of all experience, and our healer for all that we face. In this most blessed and holy name, Yahweh Elohim, Yeshua, Alachalem, Umurikutandre, Avun Lalahamuite Tekipiandro, Yahweh Elohim, our God and Creator in three, yes, full manifestation of the living presence of God. Avun, the breath that resides throughout creation to gift life and make life known to all that we witness and all that is beyond our sight. In this we are thankful, we are blessed and poised for a deep and holy sleep in the wonder of this most blessed and holy name. Amen.